Is DC's upcoming Flashpoint movie still going to be called Flashpoint, or will it just be called The Flash? We have some recent developments that have made a lot of people think that it may just be called The Flash now. No confirmation, no hardcore, stuff like that saying that that's what it's going to happen, but people are thinking that. And I actually alluded to this in an earlier video of mine that I wouldn't be surprised if they changed Flashpoint into The Flash, even though back then I had no evidence of that case. But I just had a feeling they might do that. And now a lot of other people are having a feeling about it too, and I'll tell you exactly why. I'm on The Hollywood Reporter. See, there's a headline right there. Flash movie writer Dan Mazo tackling Ernie Klein's Armada. That's the name of the book that he's adapting. His current project or upcoming project. But they mention just The Flash. They don't call it Flashpoint. They call it Flash here. And going down, at the end of the article, they say something like this. Mazo worked on 2012's Wrath of the Titans, a movie I actually like better than a lot of other people, by the way, and penned scripts that have their feet in the fanboy world. He worked on the Warner Brothers Flash movie project when it was titled Flashpoint. And I'm not going to read the rest, because who cares about the rest? We just want to know about Flashpoint. So this art, the way they wrote it seemed like it was called Flashpoint, but it's not anymore. And they refer to it in the present tense as The Flash. So, might this be some developments at Warner Brothers with the new regime change? We know that Walter Hamada is now, in charge of all the movies, the DC movies for Warner Brothers. And Jeff Johns is in there too, I think. And so with this new change, is Walter Hamada or some other executive shifting things to change course? Because that movie was announced like a year or two ago as Flashpoint. And it's gone through all these different director changes and stuff and all this drama. Now they have the guys, John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein, who did Game Night. They directed that. And they wrote the script for Spider-Man Homecoming. And so I'm wondering with all these changes and stuff and with the new head honcho, Walter Hamada, they've decided, you know what? This isn't going to be Flashpoint anymore. It's just going to be The Flash. Just a simple Flash solo movie. None of that, soft rebooting or hard rebooting stuff, reset the Flash universe or all of the DC movie universe. Let's just make it a plain old Flash movie. And if that's the case, I say good idea. I mean, I know I've made multiple videos about the Flashpoint movie, and I've supported the idea of them doing Flashpoint if they want to do it because I'm a DC cheerleader. But if they've decided to change their minds and make it just a Flash movie, I support that, and I think it's a good decision because this new Flash played by Ezra Miller, he was introduced in BVS and fleshed out more in Justice League, but we still don't know a lot about him. He hasn't been firmly established as his own character, his own hero with his own supporting cast of characters, his own environment. Before you do any kind of reboot where he goes back in time to save his mother and do all that kind of stuff, let's just see who he is and, find out how he became the Flash first, see what his life is like. Let's do all that before we start resetting and rebooting his timeline and also the DC movie universe's timeline. Because the DC movie universe, it's still, even though we're like 5 or 6 movies in, they still, they haven't solidified yet. They haven't made solo movies about a lot of their characters yet. I think before you do any kind of hard or soft reboot, I don't know, that's a storyline you do later on down the line, if you do it at all. Now, I know there are a lot of people saying Justice League was already a soft reboot, but Flashpoint, if they did Flashpoint and that was actually faithful to the comics, that would be a much harder reboot than Justice League. But, if they aren't going that route, I say good for them. That's a good idea. And I'd be perfectly happy with them making this just a Flash movie. Let Ezra Miller, stand on his own 2 feet as the Flash, carrying his own movie before we start doing any of this, before he's used as a vehicle to reboot anything. Let's do that, 2 or 3 movies down the line, or 4 movies down the line. Let's do a Flash trilogy where it's just Flash stuff before he goes back and reboots anything. But we'll see. This movie may still wind up being called Flashpoint. Warner Brothers hasn't released a statement or anything yet, so, we will see. But anyways, if they make it Flash, just the Flash, I say more power to you. But what do you think? What do you think's going on? Maybe you could say so in the comments. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.